Your Chiefs got the W they needed. They're at 500, and now they get to settle in and actually wreak some havoc, put some fear, God, into the rest of this league that I think is already there personally. Thanks for joining us here on Monday night. I know there's a ball game going already. Go Michael Penix has the Bills down 14-7 right now, so we're pretty excited about that. How you feeling, Dan?
I'm feeling good, you guys. I'm actually getting into watching the defensive film specifically for Leo Chanel because we are doing a Leo Chanel breakdown this week because I can't contain myself anymore watching him play against the Lions. It's like you got to go and watch what he did. Maybe we'll get back to the offense as well, just to do like a two for one person on the defense and the offense. But I'm having fun watching the Monday Night Football game. I still don't see it with Michael Penix. Like he's exactly what he was in college, and that can be good and that can be bad. So hopefully he's able to pull out this upset over the Bills because that's just fun to watch. But I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, and I like Penix. I am a fan, but he hasn't exactly progressed a ton. I will say he will pull it down and take yards when he can get him with his legs a little bit more than he would in college. But this goes back to the fact that they fired Brian Callahan today. Another head coach with a rookie quarterback, and we both took to social and had comments on it. They're just doing disservices when you put together a front office, or I'm sorry, when the front office puts together a coaching staff that isn't prepared to actually teach and develop a rookie quarterback. They can't walk in the league and be all world. Not everybody's Patrick Mahomes.
If you are sitting in a room with your brand new GM, Mike Borgonzi, and you're having a conversation about this draft, who you want to go after, you identify as a quarterback. If you have any questions about your head coach for this season, fire him now. Fire him now. Don't do this to quarterbacks. Stop it. You are going to ruin guys. Thankfully, Sam Darnold has been able to figure it out. Thankfully, Geno Smith, outside of if he would have stayed in Seattle, he probably would have been just fine. But going to Las Vegas is its own problem. But Baker Mayfield, quarterbacks don't fail organizations. Organizations fail young quarterbacks. And it is a time and tested true fact that if you do this, you are not only putting your organization behind, you are leaving the development of your young future quarterback in the wings. You have no idea what's going to happen. And there, like, again, looking at Caleb Williams, he's already on his third offensive coordinator and second head coach. 3 different offensive coordinators in 2 years.
Yeah.
No.
And not only you're hurting them, you're likely putting yourself out of a job.
Yes.
Because if you can't develop a rookie quarterback, you're in trouble. Now, that said, those Raiders are what's coming up next. We're going to get a little bit into that. But you're getting a little bit of an early Dan Rent. Yes. You're going to get some more of those. It's okay. But thanks for pointing that out. And it's all because when you get in this situation, you have to make the most of it. They certainly did with the Chiefs, and they had those years, right? And I'm here to tell you that after today, after last night, I am back to feeling like this team is back to doing some of the things that made them so fundamentally scary back in 19 and 20 and 21, et cetera. And I know everyone's like, oh, well, you don't have Tyreek, don't overdo it. Okay, that's absolutely fair. It's not how they're doing it. It's the fact that they're doing it. 8 guys caught passes last night. Mahomes went over 70% completion rate last night. Over 5 yards, even with kneel downs and everything, poor snap. That is what you need to end drives, to put up points, and to make people that are not believers, including dudes that wear the other uniform. Because after last night, I don't think that Brian Branch is just a terrible dude and he got frustrated. No. I think it's because you got freaking embarrassed because you were supposed to win this game. A lot of people around the country thought the Lions were going to walk in and beat up the down Chiefs. Well, guess what? That ain't so. And I think that was a part of it.
I mean, honestly, sorry, guys, got a little bit of rosemary in my mouth. I made a rosemary cranberry apple pie the other day, and
damn, dude,
it's as my wife says, it is the greatest pie that I have made to this point. So, like, we're moving forward. It's a little bit of rosemary there. Getting to this football team, when you are, I think we're going to have a conversation about this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of the questions that I have already seen up there, but thank you very much, Brenda. 5 gifted subs as Ryan put up there. Yeah, absolutely, Terry. Thanking Brenda for that. That's awesome to see. fantastic. I love seeing all that stuff, you guys. It's so much fun to watch subs being gifted out. And again, unfortunately, we might have to be put in some film rooms behind the membership. So hopefully, if that happens, you guys will be the first to know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
So this is the one thing that I had seen. The NFL Network is blaming Patrick Mahomes for the conversation at the end. No.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mahomes just offered a handshake, my guy. So we can talk about that. But when you go into a football game where you probably expect to win, the Jags kind of walked all over the Chiefs defense, ran all over them with the legs of Trevor Lawrence, but their defense didn't do anything to stop Patrick.
Right.
Didn't. And if you think you're going to come to a game like that, and then Juju Smith-Schuster is blocking you past the whistle, and you're complaining about it to everyone that will listen, that is straight up sore loser mentality. It just is, and it's okay. That's the thing. It's okay to be a sore loser sometimes.
Sure.
It's okay. It absolutely is. However, you don't go and punch somebody and then try to rip off their helmet and then almost hurt the neck of Juju Smith-Schuster because you're so upset about getting whooped up on by him all game long.
Yeah, you can't strike out about it. It's okay to be pissed. That's fine. You don't want to shake hands? Fine. Dudes understand that the heat of the moment, you could have just walked away and everything would have been fine. Patrick wasn't pissed off. He's like, I'm going to try to shake your hand anyway.
We've seen Patrick do this, walk away from guys,
absolutely.
not shake their hands. We've seen it.
It is legitimate. It's when you take it to the next level. So
yeah,
it was a good game. And the more that I go over the stats, I've got a ton from our friends at True Media. There's more to dig in than I can even get done in a day, folks, especially when we had a late night last night. So I'll be dropping that through the week and probably even on the next show, the next preview show. But one thing that stood out to me really, really quickly, 5th in interceptions per attempt, 6th in sacks per attempt, 4th in first down percentage, 3rd in fourth down percentage, converting fourth downs. The aggression that we saw last night from Andy Reid, and as well as the Baltimore game, that's got to be the basis going forward. That's got to be ground zero, not the exception to the rule.
Yeah, we talked about this last night on the live after the game about how it's not just about because the other team's going for it anymore. This is a mentality. This team needs, and you just saw the Josh Allen sack, did you not?
I did.
Yeah, he tries to loop. He tries to loop around and runs right into
lost the ball
and fumble. Oh wow. So yeah, but he got it back apparently, so no big deal. But yes, this is a mentality now. It's not about just because the other team's going to go for it. Yeah, we're going to go for it too. But if they don't, then we're not going to. That's not what this is. This is now about, we want to be aggressive. We want to throw the football down the field. How do we maintain this idea that we can be aggressive, but so the defense also respects that? We're going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3 every time. Just about every time, unless we're like inside the 20-yard line, our own 20, probably not going to do that. But if it's close to the 50-yard line, I think this is a shift in the way that Andy Reid has thought about fourth downs over the last couple of years. He's been a top of the NFL in terms of going for it on fourth down, but he has not taken that step where even around midfield, it's 4th and 3. We'll probably punt it. We believe in our defense. It's not about believing in your defense. It's about believing in your offense now. They believe in this offense. And I think that is the most important thing about what we're seeing right now for the Chiefs on the offense side of the football.
And that puts pressure on the opposing defense. And that's what you have to do today, because there is no other way around it. Now, I know, folks, there's 2 ball games going on here.
Yeah.
Commanders are getting ready to go. Obviously, we're watching this one. So we're going to get into your questions. Every super chat gets an answer. We will go as long as we need to go tonight. But we know that you have games you want to watch. So we're going to jump right in. Thank you for supporting us. If you want the gear, get it at the store. You can always get that done. We just don't have the rebellion shirts yet. Maybe I should work on that, Dan. We'll see. There's got to be something similar we can do, right? Bigger performance: KC offense against an injured Detroit defense, or the KC defense against an offense that averaged 34 points? I would say the bigger one last night was defense. You?
I would say the adjustments made by the defense were the bigger performance, yes. And a lot of it, was because of the Chiefs offense, if that makes sense to you guys. They forced the Lions to not run the football, and Bijan just breaks a huge run for a touchdown against the Bills. Oh, wow, buddy.
That feeling is what having an all-star tailback feels like, folks.
Yeah, right. 81-yard rush touchdown. When's the last time we saw that in Kansas City? Oh, wait, it was Damian Williams with the 91-yard rushing touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings. You remember that one, the cutback that we talked about multiple times? Yeah. But yeah, I think the Chiefs offense forced the Lions to not run the football. They ran the ball like 5 times for 6 yards or something like that in the second half. It was crazy.
It is. Of course, so I'm in 5 leagues, as you guys know, this year, 5 fantasy leagues. 2 of my opponents are running Bijan tonight. This is gonna get ugly fast. I'm just warning y'all. So, it's complimentary football when you put that kind of pressure on the opposing team, no matter what. But I like the fact that you force them away from what they do well, and that's got to be the formula going forward as well. Because these Bills are going to be some of it too. You got to stop Cook in order to make them not be what they can be as well. Kyle, thank you, buddy. Appreciate being a member and the super chat. What's realistic time frame for Jalen Moore to take over right tackle? Is it a certainty, or did Taylor make a case for himself with 0 penalties? Kyle, the expectation is that as long as you're paying Taylor, he'll be the starter unless he does something either egregious or gets injured. But there is no doubt Jalen Moore will be RT1 next season because Juwan will not return. Now, they'll draft somebody else. They might even bring in a free agent. I would love to see them trade for Braxton Jones, who was my favorite tackle coming out that year and now has been benched in Pittsburgh. Hey, if you're going to have an all-star backup tackle, let's go get some. That's what I think. How do you feel about it?
I think that Jalen Moore is exactly what you need from him this year. He is John Taylor right now has 3 straight games where he has not been penalized. He's 3 straight games. So if that's going to be the move, if that's what you're going to do, okay, fine. You're more experienced in the team. You have better chemistry on the right side with Trey Smith. Ride it out. You ride out, and I think that Taylor's playing better too. Not just the no penalties. He's playing pretty good football. So right now, I don't think that there's an idea floating around that he's going to overtake him unless the penalties were to come back in a massive way, shape, or form. So right now, the time frame is 2026. You're looking at 2026. I would imagine they try to extend him as well. There's no time frame right now on Josh Simmons coming back either. So if you get another start out of Jalen Moore and he does this again, I believe you have to start the conversations about extending him and playing him on the right side so you can have your bookend tackles for the next 4 years.
And what is Jalen? It was a 2-year contract, right?
Yeah, 2 years, $30 million, I think, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I understood too. I will double check that as we go along. Jordan, good evening, fellas. Last night the offense was well oiled. Schematically, how much higher is the ceiling adding Rasheed? That's a very good question, and I didn't see you. You correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, because you've looked at the film today, and I've been working. I didn't see double post corner. I didn't see double fades. I didn't see the things that they could really put pressure on deep defenses in order to make Rasheed's life easier. How much upside do you see there?
What we saw last night was the deep game impact in the middle of the field, right? That's where Rashee Rice is going to live. He's going to get linebackers in the middle of the field where he's going to be making them miss. Like that's what you're going to see. Go back to week 1 of last year. I want you to remember what Rashee Rice did to the Baltimore Ravens linebackers in that football game. Watch it. Go back and watch it if you don't remember. But it was a nightmare for them. They could not cover him in the middle of the field. And when you actually have a threat to throw the football down the field, we're talking about more space. Rashee Rice is going to effectively dismantle the middle of defenses that the Chiefs face. And then when you get safeties coming down to support that, then you're going to hit Xavier, you're going to hit Hollywood Brown, you're going to hit Tyquan Thornton over the that's the impact that Rashee Rice is going to have schematically.
And that's why I said earlier, when you're hitting 8 receivers in a given night, that's getting back to what they did 5 years ago. Because you're able to spread around and just put it where they ate. Whatever they try to do, you have a counter for. And that makes the chessboard absolutely open to anything that you want to do on a given play.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Steve, nice to see you, and thanks for being a member. With Andy Reid showing more of a commitment to running the ball, how do you foresee our rushing attack improving through the next few weeks? Well, that's a very interesting thing that you mentioned. And it's like Christmas morning for me after 5 years of begging Andy to do this. Now, because of that, he will go right back to his normal thing next week, I guarantee you. But what it could become is that Kareem, I felt, was a little bit off last night. I thought he was better in Jacksonville, right? They're just going to keep doing this. What they need to do is sprinkle in more Smith. And today, when Rasheed came back on the roster, they released Brownlee. I did not expect that. I told you guys last night that Elijah Mitchell should be the one to go because he's made no contribution. Brownlee's been playing special team snaps, so I was a little bit surprised by that. But if you're going to keep Elijah, you got to start using him some too. And it's the fear of Elijah is injury, not like turnovers or being too loose with the fumbles or anything like that. So sprinkle them in. Use as many guys as you can to get that juice. Whoever the hot hand is that game, I say ride it.
Yeah, that's what you need to do, I think, in terms of personally, I don't see any way, shape, or form Elijah Mitchell gets onto the field. Because if Brashard Smith is starting to get more involved in the offense and he starts to get more confidence from the coaching staff, and you couldn't get on the field before then, what are you offering now? I don't see a way that makes any sense to me. And the Chiefs let us on, guys. They threw back shoulder throws in the red zone in preseason, and then right now they're just like, no, we're not doing that. And that makes me a little upset because they do this every single year. They get my hopes up. And Brownlee was one of those guys, and I liked seeing it. But if you would have told me it would have been Brownlee when Rashee Rice came back, considering who made the roster initially, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I want to see them maximize what they're using. And I want to make sure that it's making sense overall for the development of the team, not just individuals. Man, these Falcons are for real, folks. We know Andy is still going to deploy some weapons with Rice and Smith in the screen bay. But how do you think Spag does this as well? And that's the real question. You mentioned it last night, I believe, and I had to go pull it today. The snaps for Hicks, just 11 snaps on defense last night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's putting him into reserve so we can bring him out later. That would be a way that you could do that in terms of deployment, Jeremy. But that said, I think he's shown some standard blitzing. I think if he gets the safeties ordered to where he wants them, whether we agree or not, as long as Spags is comfortable, he will start getting a little bit more funky with inversions and crazy blitzes that come out of nowhere. Maybe some deep blitzes in particular with a couple of these guys.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason, because of the trust that he apparently has in Shamari Connor and Brian Cook as your two deep safeties, as a little bit more experienced than Jaden Hicks in base, he's not on the field. I think that's what we're seeing here is that in base, he's not going to come onto the field. But even then, when we talk about nickel, it's Noah Williams coming onto the field and not Jaden Hicks. So something is amiss, in my opinion. We don't know what's going on. Maybe he'll get asked this week during the pressers about what's going on with Jaden Hicks. But I think that we've seen the trust thing from Spags, from Andy, from everybody to this point about if he doesn't trust you to be in the right position at the right time, and you don't necessarily know the defense as well as other players, you're not going to get that playing time. Hopefully, Jaden can get going after the bye.
I hope so as well. I really do. John McCoy, if Nagy goes, who moves into the OC role? It's pretty clear to me that it's Joe Blameyer's job to lose. I would expect that he would take that over. DeLeon's the running assistant running backs coach. Then you have Embry. I don't think either of them is ready. I don't think that Todd Pinkston's ready to call plays either. So, I don't really see another option. And folks are going to ask about David Girardi, who's the quarterback's coach at this point. Blameyer would easily have the experience factor over him. I would not expect anybody else. Do you think I'm wrong?
No, I think it's Blameyer. He's the one guy. This is what Andy Reid does. This is the succession order, and it's going to be Blameyer.
It really reminds me of that movie or that show too. Do you think Carl Granderson from the Saints would be a good trade target or good fit? I don't think they'd use him the way that he should be used in order to maximize his effectiveness on the field. What do you think?
I believe Carl Granderson's also an injury risk, isn't he? He's been one of the injury guys for the Saints over the course of his career. No. Again, I want them to address the pass rush. I just don't think that they have anybody that can help on the trade market.
Yeah, you'd have to pry someone away. And honestly, it's going to take a team melting down like the Dolphins or the Jets. Or I mean, not that I want to go get Snead back because he can't stay on the field anymore. The Chiefs got their best years out of the Jerry Snead. His best offer, they got them all. But some team that's in meltdown mode that has to go back to the drawing board, that's the kind of team that you want to be probing for. Can you give a level grade for the offensive line's pass protection and run blocking? You go first. You've rewatched.
I haven't watched the offense, but I can tell you how I feel about them right now. I feel like we're looking at a B in pass protection, probably closer to a C plus in run blocking, but it's getting better. I think it is getting better every week. We're seeing everything get better. And if you would have asked me that in week 1, I probably would have said a C for C minus in terms of pass protection and run blocking. And the reason you can tell that it's getting better is Patrick Mahomes is comfortable. He trusts this offensive line. He didn't even falter when they put Jalen Moore in there at left tackle last night. He was willing to stand in the pocket and make plays happen. Now, they helped him out with moving the pocket and trying some different things with bootlegs. I don't like not blocking Aiden Hutchinson, so please never do that again, Andy. But
2 weeks in a row because they didn't block Josh.
Yeah, block the good players. That's all I'm going to say.
Idea.
Please do that. So I think they're on their way to being a very good unit.
I would give them a little bit more. I'd give them a B plus in the pass protection because that was a significant pass rush duo they just faced. They're going to have another one coming up soon in the Broncos. Like that was a great effort. So I'd give them a touch more, but I'm with you on the run side. Anubis, hope you're doing well. For the what is it? That's not a Greek god. Anubis was the
is a god of death. Egyptian.
See, I knew you
Egyptian
would know this stuff
death.
better than me. Okay, yes. Why did Watson have all the snaps, and were they good? I don't think he had all of them. I saw Noel out there more than he was against the Jags. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. He didn't get 3 snaps this week, guys. Noel Williams, I might have to highlight him a little bit too in this film room because there's some fun plays from Noel Williams. But Jalen Watson was fine. He wasn't as bad as he was last week, but I think that there is a realistic scenario where he's not in Kansas City next year, and Noel Williams is your starter there, and Trent McDuffie's back on the outside. You might still have Christian Fulton, depending on his situation, if he can get on the field, if he can get healthy, who knows? But I think that he was fine. I don't think he was bad by any stretch.
Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear it. I haven't had a chance to rewatch. It was 20 snaps out wide, 1 in the box, and the rest was special teams for Noel Williams yesterday. So I will take that. I think that's a good contribution for a rookie at that level when Jalen's playing well. So yeah. I'm comfortable with it. Tony, nice to see you. When Rasheed is back, do we have a top 5 group of offensive weapons? Wide receivers, yes. You might fall just out of that because of the running backs don't have that home run power in terms of like the overall targets, but I'd say they're top 10-ish, right?
Yeah, their wide receiver group is one of the best in football when he's back on the field. And again, people don't remember, or they have forgotten how good Rashee Rice is. And I know that we're talking about him coming off a knee injury where they might ease him in. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think this is going to be an ease. I think this is going to be a reminder. I think that they're going to use the Raiders to remind everybody what Rashee Rice is, what he is to this football team, what he can do. Because I don't think he's feeling any adverse effects. Football conditioning, sure. But injury, I don't think there's anything based off what I saw in the preseason. I don't think there's anything.
I agree. Fox, you can thank that, or Frog Excelsior, sorry. If you are a frog man, I want to hear about it, so put it in the chat. You can thank that to Miss Brenda Pike, who gave them out earlier. So cheers to you. I'm glad you got one of them. Oh, man, we are stacking up. We got to go faster, Dan, because I am terrible.
I'm clearing up.
Beef Chief, if you are a DC, what defense would you run? 3-4, 4-3, etc. Advantages. Seems like a lot of 3-4s around the league, according to the commentary last night. It's swung towards 3-4. When Justin Houston first came to the Chiefs, he was a 3-4 linebacker from Georgia. They ran some 3-4 for a while. It takes specific guys. Was it the Haley defense? Was it Romeo that ran the 3-4? Yeah. So early after the golden era, that's when they move to it. It takes a couple of things. You're not getting what I prefer, and that is penetrating defensive linemen. You're getting guys that eat blocks so the linebackers can be glory hounds, and that's fine. They're usually better athletes, and they're usually quicker, but they're also a lot more susceptible. They cannot function without those big three up front taking those blocks. If you get guys that either can't hold their ground in the run game or don't actually draw double teams, if you get just duoed to death or any kind of combos where they get to the second level, your linebackers are going to have a harder time. So I prefer to put double tackles and double ends in front of them. But I like the whole concept of overload. I like to rush 5 pretty much whenever it is, whatever level I've ever coached. I've run a 5-man pass rush because I don't care. I'm here to hit that quarterback. So you can do it from both. The only other thing that I will say is it depends on your personnel. If you have those beefy guys that can eat the double teams, maybe you have to run a 3-4.
Honestly, this is just like Ryan said, it's dependent upon your personnel. If I have 3 linebackers that I feel can play against the run and I can put in coverage, I'm going to play 4-3 all day long. But if I don't, if I have some smaller guys, we're going to play a 3-4. Like that's just what it is. And if you guys don't know the 3-4, you got, like Ryan said, those 3 down defensive linemen, defensive tackle, and what we call defensive ends. Okay. Not edges, defensive ends, 280 to 290 pound defensive ends that play that 5 tech on the inside shoulder of the tackle. Okay. And then outside linebackers are your Nick Bonitos, the 250, 260 pound defensive ends, maybe smaller like Will McDonald, 240 pounds, 235 pounds, that are speed guys off the edge. But they've developed this difference now where 260 pound guys, or they're coming in the league at 250 and they're getting up to 260 and they have speed to power. I want that in a 4-3.
Exactly.
That's what I want. I want me a Nick Bonito in a 4-3 defense with George Clarkson on the other side and Chris Jones in the middle. I want that. However, based on your personality, that's what you can run.
Remember how everybody likes to talk about basketball team as a wide receiver group? I want that for pass rushers. I want a couple of speed guys, a couple of power guys, and I want to just send all kinds of havoc at the quarterback at all times. That kind of stuff makes me happy. Thank you, Beefy. Angler, nice to see you. Thoughts on Noel and CRW last night? I didn't see anything negative. He's not in my notes, CRW, for anything at all. I thought he had one opportunity that he could have done a little bit more with, but I didn't see anything negative. I thought Noel was pretty on. Did allow a little bit more separation because he's willing to play a little bit more bump in the bump and run, but I think that will come with time. What did you see?
I didn't see a whole lot of CRW out there, unfortunately. Still a lot of Jamar Connor, still a lot of Brian Cook. And Brian Cook played well last night. Brian Cook played well. A very good football game. He's been up and down, but he's had a couple of up games recently, which you like to see. But Noah Williams, I said this before the season started because I thought he could be that L'Jarius Sneed player, but better. I believe that he can be a better overall player than L'Jarius Sneed in terms of coverage and run defense. That's not to take away from what L'Jarius Sneed did in Kansas City. I think the ceiling is higher. I think the floor for Sneed than the floor for Williams was very close when they came out. I think Noel's ceiling is a bit higher, but we're going to find out. He's very good at man coverage. He's learning more in zone, and they're helping him out a little bit. And that's what Spags uses the first 9 games when you have a bye week in week 9 for. Like, he's going to use those to figure out what you're good at and what you're not. And so I think he's playing to the best of his ability in this defense, and he's allowing the Chiefs to put Sean McDuffie in the slot, which they actually need,
Yeah. And until you get an actual nickel, that's the way it's going to have to be. That's the other acquisition they'll have to make. Thank you, Angler. Nice to see you. Tater, nice to see you. D-line trade. Look at bad teams that are expiring contracts like Uden, Malik Collins, Shelby Harris, the dream, Will McDonald. Not for me, but okay. Assume that you don't get Uche-based spikes. And that's the thing. Is Will McDonald would not play in Spag's system. He's just not big enough. He's not powerful enough. I like Jeff Simmons from that team that you just beat up on last night. Yeah. Somebody that's a little bit of a tweener. I could go for that kind of thing. Trying to think of other trade things trying to wrench away from people. I always liked the kid with the long arms. He had the ACL though. Phillips in Miami.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I think he's got room to put more weight on as well. The ACL complicates that. That was just my evaluation coming out, but something like that. Somebody with some unique physical properties, I think would be cool.
I'm with you. I think that if you can get a Phillips or maybe a Bradley Chubb from Miami, possibly someone from the Titans. Again, I haven't looked at their roster. But when head coach gets fired, everything's kind of up in there. If you can trade for it, you can go get it. Like that's what kind of how that works.
Yeah. And with Mike Borgonzi running the ship there, he would be looking for draft picks. He's looking to make his mark and put his stamp
Yeah.
on this team in the future. So you might be able to get something done. Just can't give it away. Gotta love the O-line depth. The whole team was looking better. Something you both are looking forward to outside the return of Rice. Doubling down on the run game and letting Kingsley eat. That's what I'm here for.
Guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to victory lap. I defended Kingsley Suamataia all last year and all offseason and all preseason when everyone was freaking out and losing their damn minds. Well, guess what, guys? Development is happening. He is playing excellent football. He played really good last night, gave up 0 pressures next to a brand new left tackle in Jalen Moore, and he punished a jumper. If you don't know what that means,
the little things.
It's when you're pass protecting and somebody goes up to jumps up to stop the ball away and you push them. If anybody jumps in your face, you punish jumpers as an offensive lineman. And Kingsley put someone on his ass when he did that. Come on,
Bring
guys.
me more. Give me more.
Let's do it.
Somebody jumps in front of you as D lineman, you target his ribs and you put him on the ground. That's just the
Yes.
way that it happens. You do that and you got him beat. It's done. Beach, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Donnie, nice to see you. Thanks again, as always. Hey, guys, game was amazing to be at in person. I'm glad you had a good time.
Nice.
It's always fun for me. Our guys starting to bracket Taekwon, and when will we see Basa? I'm getting a little concerned. Don't be concerned. You're not going to see Basa unless somebody gets hurt. They're going to go with their top 3 because they trust their top 3, and Spags needs the linebacker level to tie things together. He needs the experience. Basa will be a next year thing, just like Jalen Moore. Unless there's spot duty that needs to be done. I didn't pay attention. I couldn't see the safeties. I assumed they were just playing off. I didn't think they were bracketing Taekwon. Did you see anything?
I don't think it was a bracket. I just think that you saw them run into cover 4 a couple of times in man coverage. You guys, they had to play like more man coverage because if you bring in a bunch of new corners, you can't really teach them your zone scheme and your match principles. You can't do all that on the fly. So it's easier to say, hey, there's your man. You're going to cover him. You're going to play man coverage. And a couple of times it worked, but the Chiefs were attacking them horizontally. They were exposing the middle of the field with horizontal stretchers. That's why you see Hollywood Brown open in the middle of the field for a big play, open multiple times for touchdowns, because they were destroying the Lions over the middle of the field with crossers and stretches over the middle. Like that's what they were doing. So I don't know if anyone should be slightly concerned about Basa. Next year, Drew Tranquil is not going to be in Kansas City in my mind. I think Leo Chanel is going to get extended. He's going to take over that job. And then you're going to see Jeffrey Basa as a starting base linebacker, and he's going to be damn good at it. So don't be worried about that. They're not. I don't think they were targeting or bracketing Taekwon. I think he was running into coverage on purpose and opening up the middle of the field with those crossers we saw.
As we've said for the last couple of years, if they could get that element, Hollywood reaps the benefits last night. That will continue to happen for Kels, for him, for she, anybody who works under those deep routes. That is the concept that we've been trying to illustrate for a couple of years, and it just took having the right personnel that you could actually run it. So, yeah, Donnie, thank you, and thanks as always, pal. Brenda, thank you for giving those memberships away. I know people were asking about it. If you got a membership, you already know. If you didn't, I'm sorry, but if you got one, say thanks to Brenda because she is handing them out tonight. Appreciate you. Cheese baby, thank you. Look at this number. Look at this number.
7 months.
Baby's one of the oldest members on this channel, and we appreciate you. This is how we keep going. When it's June, we have nothing to talk about, and we're trying to give you some optimism. Baby's why. and we appreciate you. 3 phases improved this week. Got to keep it up. You are absolutely right. This was a touchstone game. And I will say this. My buddy Matt Derrick, who you guys see on Lockdown with us all the time, he said it kind of casually. I will say it outright. Punching Juju Smith-Schuster brought this team together in a way that's more visceral than winning a football game. And I think that matters. And I think you see them double down on this performance and bring it over and over and over.
That's what you have to do. It's not, you can't have the lull like you had with the Jags. They outplayed the Jags, but you can't beat yourself that many times. You have to keep putting it on tape. The Chiefs' offense has played well for 3 weeks in a row. And when you do that, you're building chemistry. And Patrick is comfortable. Your offensive line's playing well. And the run game, they had the most under center runs they've ever had, I think, with Patrick Mahomes ever last night. Ever. Okay. That's because he's comfortable turning his back to the defense. He's so good now. He's like, oh, that's fine.
Hey.
Plus, if I can trust my offensive line to bail me out. He didn't used to be able to turn his back to the defense because he didn't know where they were coming from. When you can run the ball like that, like, guys, they're not even that good at running the ball, but success rate wise, they were upwards of 70% success rate last night on runs. That's what you need.
Can't go wrong.
You got to get 4 or 5 yards on first down, or when you do run it, to make second and third down easier. That's all this is.
Alex, did you miss your super chat? I think you did, brother, because I remember talking about your topic.
Yeah, you did. Oh, man.
And I unstarred it. We'll try to go back, but just put it as a regular question, and I'll refresh you just because you're you, and we appreciate you. Baby, thank you for nearly 5 years in the memberships. Couldn't even do it. And love the avatar, by the way. I like people that talk with their avatars. Brad, nice to see you. I did like what I saw last night from the offense, and I told you last week that this defense was going to bounce back this week against the Lions. They did. You are absolutely right. You had more faith in it than me. This was a legitimate team that they took down last night, and maybe I should have given them a little bit more benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, we all thought they were going to score points, and I figured that they would, but the adjustments, again, I can't speak enough to the in-game adjustments from Steve Spagnuolo and the play from Leo Chenal. Like, the play from Leo Chenal is really what is what I'm excited about from this game a lot, and I'm excited to see what he can do. They played a ton of base personnel, and they forced the Lions to play, to play what they want, right? Like that's cool to see, guys. That's when you can dictate terms like that. It didn't matter who was on the field. The Chiefs like, fine, we'll play base. Well, I don't have a problem with that.
We're okay. pretty comfortable with that. Watch Girk. Girk, did you change your name? I didn't remember the watch, but everybody go watch Girk. I don't know what we're watching, but what the hell? It should be fun. Thanks, buddy. I want Jelani, Hicks, Knoll, Chenal, and Smith snaps, and I can't argue with any of that. Jelani in particular seems to have slowed down his progress. I don't know if it's the elbow or if it's not. He's still wearing that brace, and that still makes me think that it's I don't know what's going on, but the progression there has not been what I had hoped for over the last, 3 weeks? First couple, it was good. Knoll up and down. Chenal, we've been talking about. What did you think of Smith last night? I thought when he was handed the ball, I thought he did a little bit more. And I'm starting to see just how physical he is at the contact point. And I'm enjoying it.
I think he's getting improperly billed by a lot of Chiefs Kingdom by just a wide receiver. I don't believe that that's the case. And because of what we've seen now with the physicality, I think he can run between the tackles. I don't believe he's just this gimmick guy. Now, he's very good at the gimmick touches, the screens. He's very good at that. And that's fine. When you have a running duo in Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco, that one is kind of finding their footing a little bit. They're getting more confident in what they can do, and they're trusting the offensive line. I understand not letting the 7th-round rookie just come in and take that and do more there. However, I do think that he can be a lot more for this team from a running back perspective. I love their running 21 personnel. I love seeing 2 running backs on the field, specifically because of that. So I think he's going to keep getting better and keep getting better, but I'm still on that optimistic side that he's more than just a gadget wide receiver / running back like we've seen with Dexter McCluster. I think he can do a lot more.
Yeah, he'll just have to grow into it. I absolutely agree with you. There was somebody here that I wanted to say something to. Alex, no bad, dude. No bad at all.
Not at all.
But just hit us again, and we will come back there and get back down to you. So, Black Gold, what's the plan role for Christian Fulton? Well, first plan is to play 2 weeks in a row. And after that, we'll just smile and be happy. I honestly don't know. The injury report does not give away enough information. He was healthy when he signed, supposedly. Then the training camp thing happened, and honestly, I'm still a little bit baffled. I don't know if this is physical or mental at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. The fact that he's just not playing, he's not practicing is kind of weird. And if it is something serious, put him on IR. You don't need him right now. The plan and role should be for getting him as healthy as possible to have depth. At this point, you've got your three corners. You have your three corners. Let Christian Fulton get healthy. There is no reason to be rushing him back right now. You want him for the stretch run so you have the depth that you need in the postseason. That's what this is about.
Yeah. And so if one of your young guys, and Watson or Williams, does fall down or does have a bad day, you have someone to go to. Yeah. That's the whole point. He is the Jalen Moore of the secondary right now. Why let Pennell out the door, but traded for Naughty? Bozzy, this is a hell of a question, and I wish I had a decent answer for you because this is the one that pissed me off. There was no reason to walk away from Mike Pennell at the time. And I like Derek Naughty, but clearly the reason they let him go in the first place is because his play had diminished on the field. He's not physically capable as he was, and that's showing up every week.
It's weird. We talked about it ad nauseum when it happened. Didn't make any sense. And I'm not here to say that Mike Pennell is a great defensive tackle. He's not playing for the Bengals. Like I'm pretty sure he's on their practice squad. I don't know if he's playing for them. So
53 actually.
Okay. Well, either way, he's not like a stalwart defensive tackle. However, he's still better than Derek Naughty. And you can't be out here trading draft capital for a guy who is objectively bad at this point in his career to a team that was going to cut him. I'm sorry. You can't do it. So baffling, regardless of the draft capital that it was. Derek Naughty is unfortunately, he's bad right now. He is not a good football player, and he is out there a lot for the Chiefs.
And just on a personal note, I feel terrible for Mike because Mike had to think, hey, they weren't going to be back. They were probably going to stick me on the practice squad and just pull me up as they needed. So I went and I took a 53 slot. It just happened to be with a team that should have been good and now is crap. And he doesn't have a choice in it. He signed a contract and he's stuck. And I just feel bad for him, to tell you the truth. Anyway.
Yeah, everything that happened to him. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, right? Terry, Detroit Lions thought they were going to win. Yeah, that's why you play the games, right? And a lot of these young kids, they don't quite get that, I don't think. They're just like, hey, I should win.
Yeah, I think a lot of social media stuff. We saw Terry and Arnold, who was inactive for this football game, tweeting out AI generated content. Like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right, buddy. Like, okay, cool. That's I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens on social media. Keep that stuff on social media, and we play the games. Like that's why Ryan and I do the live streams. That's why we do the game plan shows. Like we want to tell you guys what we think will happen. That's why we do draft analysis, so that it's not just saying stuff on social media. Like we try to give you real,
we try to make it not sneak up on you,
right?
It's kind of why we invest all that time.
Oh, almost.
Girk, thank you again. Moore's a sixth lineman as a tight end for better D lines. I absolutely agree. And he did it on both sides. It was on the right last game, 2 games ago. I did go check his snaps. He was on the left side as a tight end once. I had missed that initially. So absolutely. I mean, and for him and Caliendo, for guys that just come in specific spot duty, that's all you can ask. I do believe he'll be a starter next year, and we can deal with that then.
Yeah.
But right now, give me the 6-0 lineman anytime you feel like it.
More, please. Because then when you can actually run the ball a little bit out of that, guess what comes next? Play action, and you're getting, just so much, guys.
Tyquan Thornton, 68 yards. That's what I see in my future.
Yeah, exactly.
Cody, thank you for the 2 spot. Appreciate you, buddy. I didn't see a question, but I'll go back and check again. Geez, baby. Thank you. Again, my clicker is not working, Dan. Can you hit that one? Thank you.
I got you.
I think Rasheed's going to do the exact same thing Juju has been, but with a lot more explosivity. I like that stance. What do you think? How do they wheel him back in?
Again, I think they're gonna do the exact same thing that they've been doing. They're gonna line him up in the slot on a linebacker or a safety, and they're gonna say go to work. And that's what this should be. Get him into the comfortable position first. It's a swap. It is. Hollywood, you're gonna come out here in this play. Rasheed, you're gonna go in. Juju, you're gonna come out here, and you're gonna go in here. Or they're gonna have Rashee Rice with Juju Smith-Schuster and Xavier on the field, and they're gonna say, hey, you go deep, you guys do the dirty work. Like that. That's what this is. They have everything that you could possibly want matchup wise. They have it. And then they have Travis Kelce, who looks fantastic, by the way. Oh, so if
Rashee Rice, a little rest.
Yeah, weird. So like there's a lot that can happen with this offense.
By the way, Travis's snap count and his ability to make the most of it last night is exactly what we've been talking about for 2 years as well.
For nice 2 years,
some of the plans coming together.
2 years.
Personally, what I want to see is, hey, Travis, take this snap off. We're going to go have some fun. I want 5 receivers out there and a triangle on one side and a stack on the other. Xavier Worthy scored on a switch release last night. They can do that all damn day, and it will just make me please as much.
I don't even need 5 receivers. I need Brashard Smith and 4 receivers.
Okay.
Get Juju, give me Tyquan Thornton, Rashee Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Xavier Worthy. Like those are the 4 guys I want. Did I say him twice? I don't know. Either way.
It's totally worth it. And Nikki, thank you. That was real Chiefs football. So much fun. You were absolutely right. And thanks for being a member. One of our newer ones from Chiefs Baby to Nikki.
Appreciate you.
Got
Nikki.
that nice little 52-week gap. I appreciate y'all. The Falcons have now taken away another ball, setting up Michael Penix to help us all out and take a game from Josh Allen and the Bills, which I am crossing my fingers for. Might be a little premature, but I don't care because it's not the Chiefs, so I can say what I want. Knicks fan, nice to see you, pal. And thanks again for the support. Finally looking like a team. And that's a very good point. It wasn't, oh, these guys were up and these guys were down. This was a team that came and played that game against, I don't know. At the time, I thought the Ravens might have been better. But other than the Chargers, I would say that's the best team that they've played.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's even with the injuries, I think that's the best team they've played.
Snap counts for 20 for Noah Williams Beach. 20 got 20. And I believe it was 12 for Omar. Let me double check that. I'm sorry, it was 11. 8 of them pass rush snaps. So definitely babying him a little bit. I'm guessing it's the high ankle, but we'll find out more as we go along. I'm hoping that he can just start to move in a little bit more. Swag, nice to see you. I honestly think this team can run the table. And if Andy keeps the aggressiveness, I think we have an average of 30, 35 points a game. I need to see the offense next week to see what he does. And yeah, let's get 2 weeks before we start talking about 10 weeks.
Exactly. We got to put one game. You got to stack games. That's what this is. The offense is stacking games right now. They got 3 straight good performances. Now it's time for the defense. Stack another game against the Raiders. Offense, go stack another game. Get Rashee Rice into the fold. That's what this is now. That's what all this is.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Micah, could red zone back shoulder fades and QB sneaks work in this offense? Why is Reed scared to call them? The back shoulder stuff, I think, is just they haven't done it in so long. I think they might, but they might save it for the playoffs. When knowing where your receiver is going to be is a little bit more of an advantage due to the footing on outdoor stadiums in the winter. I don't know. It's just my gut. Do you have a different opinion?
They got rid of the guy that was good at it. Like, I think Rashee Rice can do it, but that's not what they ask him to do. So realistically, Andy Reid just doesn't do it. Like that's not a staple in his offense. He prefers to scheme players open and attack space. He doesn't want quarterbacks throwing low percentage footballs that have a possibility of getting tipped up in the air and interception or getting intercepted in that way, shape, or form. So that's kind of how I think it's happening.
Damn these feckin' bots.
Yeah, they are. They're on it.
Sorry, folks. I stepped away from the chat for a second, and there's a bunch of them. So, okay, got that one called. And by the way, I think Brownlee will be back tomorrow, is my guess. I don't. Think
probably, yeah.
Brian Callahan was fired as coach of the Titans. Absolutely. Anyone out there that could help the pass rush? Well, I'll let Dan give his thoughts, and I'll pull up the roster, and we'll take a look.
Yeah, you guys, I don't like Ryan said, I don't even know who's on their roster that you might be able to go trade for that could help the pass rush. I'm mad not at the firing of Brian Callahan. I'm mad the fact that you went 6 games into the season with the head coach that you knew was a pumpkin, and you let him be a pumpkin. Like I don't understand. And the Falcons just scored a touchdown. Oh my gosh.
Was that my guy Drake? I need Drake in
It
for my fantasy
was.
needs.
It was.
Way
Wow.
to go,
The
Mr.
Drake London
London.
game, 28-7. Oh boy.
Woo, Josh.
So
Josh, you look like me.
you got the roster up by chance?
Yep, I'm going to share that right now.
All right, cool.
And we'll just walk through it.
Oh, never mind. He stepped out.
Son of a motherless.
He definitely stepped out.
Dang it. Well, freaking replays. Okay. Let's pull this up here and here. Okay. Of course, if I put it into, there we go. No, that's not the view I was looking for. That's not the view I was looking for. Where to go, Daniel?
I don't know. What'd you do?
I don't know. We have too many options.
What are you looking for?
There we go. Well, I didn't mean to take you out, so let me add you back in. There we go. Well, screw it.
That's close enough.
I'm just going to be mad, Daniel. I'm just going to be bad. We'll just take us.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so here we are. Liminor had a touchdown called back. Calvin Ridley's been playing all right. Cam Ward, I like the way he talks better than the way he plays. Always have. So there's my guy in the middle. What's he, a 6-year veteran now, Jeff Simmons is? Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle, would be the first guy that I go to. If I'm Borgonzi, would you give him up, dude?
No. He just signed didn't he just sign like a big contract too? Like he's got a big old contract. So I don't think there's any way that he's going to be on the trade block.
Agreed. Draymond Jones is an interesting dude.
I just looked at him. Yeah.
I would think the problem is it would be an Uche reaction, right? You'd have to see if you could make it work.
Yeah.
Olufemi, I always say his name wrong. Oluwafemi
is a rookie.
Yep, I liked him. He's the kid from UCLA that like played behind the Murphy brothers and Latu that I think has a ton of upside, but he needs somebody to teach him, and Arden Key ain't it. But I gotta say, I actually liked him with his hand in the dirt better than as an outside linebacker. Did you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he was a much better defensive end edge player than he was a linebacker and outside linebacker. He was a motorist dude. Like I loved watching him play.
So this is another situation, folks, where a team drafts a player, puts him in a scheme that doesn't help him become what he can become. And this is just another thing that I have to be pissed off about. And especially when I blow it up so much that the menu doesn't work. Okay. So I'm just playing around, man. It's going to be all right. Well, see, and then I take us all out of there. I can't remember what view we were on, but I just want to take a quick look. I just got to put it back in. I don't know. The stage went away. We're all clicking on stuff. We're doing stuff. There we go. Okay, no, that's not the one. This is the one. Okay. So Kaiser White, little played out. I don't know. I don't see a lot there worth going to get. I got to tell you. I mean, maybe that's part of the reason they're losing. But I mean, Jahad Ward, do you think he's got anything left? What's he, 6-year veteran?
I don't know who that is. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. They list him as an outside linebacker. I would not. But he's down to 285. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. He's an older player that has played some decent snaps. Draymond Jones is probably the guy that I'd be most interested in. What's he? He's got to be, he's 28. So there's not a whole lot. It's pretty slim pickings. Mike Borgonzi has his work cut out for him, Nikki. That's pretty much the bottom line. I don't know that he can get much out of that group, but I appreciate you looking and asking as usual. Swag, you guys are the best. Your ball knowledge is top tier. If the team can get under center going, it will get scary. Well, thank you, Swag, and I appreciate you. And Dan specifically has been the one calling for under center runs. I like to run no matter what, but Dan called it, and that seems to be the thing that is really clicking right now.
It's just how the defense has to respect it. There's a better idea that you're going to hand the ball off because the quarterback has to physically turn his body around and lose sight of the defense. So they're like, fine, we can do different things. We can attack downfield. And when you create that mesh point and you actually care about it, you can then run true play action off of it. And it also allows the running backs to get momentum. Isaiah Pacheco is going to be better running out of under center than out of shotgun because he can get momentum downhill. Like it makes more sense.
Leads are a thing for a reason. And off tackle leads in particular, I think can work with this team pretty well. So I hope that they double down. Gary, one of our OGs and our mod tonight. Nice to see you, Gary, and thank you for doing what you do. Everybody give Gary a hand, please. Do you see the Chiefs putting up 40 versus the Raiders? Do you think they can pull that off?
I don't think they will. I think they can. I don't think they will because this is Andy Reid. It's going to be if it's that close, it's going to be Gardner Minshew in the last quarter, half of the game, and Gardner's not going to put up that many points.
Well, especially because Gardner played for them, so I love that. Yeah, I had totally forgotten about that. Well done, dude. This is why you're in charge around here. Glad to see them running more efficiently. And Knicks fan, I don't know why you have 17 logins, but I'm keeping up with you. Don't worry. But you're right. It is nice to see.
I think YouTube is changing people's names in here.
Is that what it's doing? Good Lord. I'm not ready for it. Kudos to my guy, Caleb Williams. 17 coordinators later. He's got the Bears up. Is Jalen playing? Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, Jaden is playing, and he's not playing well.
So, hey, guess what? Maybe the tide is turning. I think that's a really interesting. I'm glad the Chiefs didn't have to make that decision between them.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see how it goes. Kyle, thank you, buddy. Another super chat. Thanks, and thanks for being a member. Is Leo Chanel the Mike linebacker of the future, or is he going to play himself out of our price range at this rate? I don't think he's going to play himself out of the price range, even if he has another very good year, because he's not a Mike. Because Drew Tranquil plays more two linebacker set snaps than Leo does, I think he will be affordable enough. But as to the Mike of the future, there is a commonality here. Nick Bolton was a Mike. Leo was a Mike. Jeff Bassa was a Mike. Cam Jones was a Mike. They want guys that can do the cerebral part of the defense. And so when Nick Bolton is either past his prime physically or runs out of this contract, I do think they will look to somebody like Leo to be that guy in the middle. And it just depends on how old Leo is. I feel like he's pretty spry even at his age. You know what I mean? Like, I think he'll be a second contract guy that ages well.
Yeah, he's a great athlete, and we're seeing that every week. Multiple times you see him sink his hips and decelerate on a dime. He's just a great athlete. So I don't know if he's going to be the Mike linebacker of the future. He's going to be the guy next to Nick Bolton next year, though, in my mind. I don't have any questions about that.
I agree. In the two linebacker sets, and then I do think that Bassa can come on as a true like fire will, as in the base three when they do it, and I'm very comfortable with those three. Thank you, Kyle. Good to see you, and thanks again. Titans rumor that they may want Nagy. Joe, I get that it's an easy connection to make. I haven't heard anything from anyone in the league that I know that could have any idea about it. So I think there's still a little bit of a stigma on Matt Nagy. I'm just going to tell you that.
There probably should be.
Probably
should be honest about that.
That said, though, if there is one or two teams in this league that would do it, it is going to be Mike Borgonzi because you've seen him in the building. So I can understand that, but I'm not convinced yet that everybody's going to come calling. Maybe at the end of the season, but not as a mid-season replacement. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they named an interim, right? Who was it? Was it Mike McCarthy?
I don't know who's the interim.
Okay. I thought that there were go, but I hadn't seen the announcement yet. Do you guys think Breece Hall is the perfect back for the system? So that's the question I think Alex was trying to ask. I don't know that there is a perfect back other than Bijan Robinson. I think Breece could do things. I'm concerned about the injuries, and I am a little bit concerned about how he runs through contact on power runs, particularly. Like zone, I'm perfectly fine with him, but what do you see? You've probably watched more than I have.
I just don't like his vision personally. I think he's a great athlete, but I think that he's just not a vision-based running back. And the Chiefs need a vision-based running back with explosion. That's what it is. So I don't think he's the perfect back. I think he would be better than what they have now, though, for sure.
Agreed. The perfect back might be either Bijan or I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, don't do
Everybody's
it.
going to give me hell. Jay Smith from Philadelphia just retired. Zadarius Smith
Yeah,
retired.
Zadarius Smith.
Yeah.
I don't get that one.
I don't either. From the few snaps that we saw against us, and then what I've seen elsewhere, I thought he was moving very well at his ripe old age. So, all right, bro.
Maybe some things aren't all that peachy in Philadelphia.
In the brotherly love city. Maybe not. I don't know. Alex has got another one. Why is Charles Omenihu so disappointing? Where is the 49ers Omenihu? Well, he's about 3 injuries removed from being that player. And I think that's the bottom line of it. I still think his will is there. I think he does train hard to recover, but I don't think his body's being kind to him.
It's the injuries. He's just not the same player he used to be. And it's painfully obvious. However, he's been playing better lately. I will give him that.
Okay. I'll take it. Well, I got my fingers crossed. I'm not holding my breath. Okay. That's the way I'm going to play. Well, show appreciate you and thanks for 11 months. I'm glad you're on board. This win looks so good. Appreciate your breakdowns. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And watching and being a member for the sport. Thank you very much. Miss Brenda Pike, the giver of the memberships tonight. Please hit that like button. We would very much appreciate it because Brenda's been on board. Pushing, what is that exactly? 2.5 years now, Miss Brenda?
Nice.
That is
Thank you,
awesome.
Brenda.
And I got to tell you, you guys as a community are epic. I know there's a lot of places you can spend your time here on YouTube with Cole and everybody, including Matt, and like every 17,000 podcasts you could watch on this channel. We appreciate you guys being here and being with us for so long. It is very kind to see. Next one and last call for super chats. We have 2 more left. If I can get it to come out, it's still not clicking for me, Dan. Damn.
Okay. Boom.
Okay. Run game seemed a little bit better, Mr. Uber. You are absolutely right. And thank you for the support. However, it's still not great. Outside of new personnel, how do they improve? What would you like to see them do, Dan?
Duo. Run duo. Run it more. Give me duo. Give me 5 duo plays a game. That's what I want. That's what they can be better at.
I did see some double teams last night. It just wasn't double teams that you get in duo. So maybe they're just dipping their toe. I don't know, man.
Must be.
Uber, that was such a good question for him. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Beach, thank you again. It's like the 4th one tonight. Appreciate you. Pacheco hands and Bucker kicking starting to bug me. I get that. Pacheco's never had the greatest hands. The Bucker thing is frustrating. And I hear people yelling at me on Twitter about, hey, it doesn't matter how much the kicker makes. Absolutely it does. Absolutely. Because you know what Xavier Worthy's making this year? Like 2.2. Half of what Harrison Bucker's doing. So, yeah, it does matter. It does matter in the bottom line to me. Yeah,
I mean, when you are the highest paid kicker in the league, you have to be able to do everything. And you can have mistakes, but when you pile them up week after week after week, like people start to get frustrated. And I gave up on the Pacheco hands thing like a long time ago, guys. Like it was never going to be a thing.
It just wasn't there to begin with. Oh, see, Minotaur could not be outdone. Miss Brenda pushes buttons and had to give you guys more memberships. Minotaur, we appreciate you. Thanks, buddy. And it's super kind of you. And Miss Brenda, thank you for kicking
Appreciate you, Minotaur.
If you guys got him just now, I'm only 2 minutes behind. Look at that. If you just got him, give Minotaur a hand. Give Miss Brenda a hand. We very much appreciate you guys spreading the word. You get into the Discord if you're a draft pick. It's the lowest level. If you want to get up to the where we actually talk the trash that we need to talk, you got to go to the rookie level. But even at draft pick, you can get it in the Discord, and that's where all of our members hang out there. Rogue Nation is the Discord that is members only. Nobody else gets in. We don't hand it out. So you're either with us or you ain't with us. So if you want, now that you're with us, you could be with us on Discord as well. Gary, thank you. And another great question. When is Royals going to play? And I assume you mean on offense because he was on the field last night. I'm going to pull up his snaps, but I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. I'm okay with it right now that he's not getting a ton of run. And Juju's playing well. Again, I thought he'd be slightly. I thought Royals would be a little bit above Juju, but the injury did put him behind the 8 ball a little bit there. And then Juju's been playing great. So I don't have any issues with what's going on right now, and he's learning. I'm totally okay with that because again, he did play at Utah State. So we have to remember when you play at Utah State, your route tree isn't as developed, it's not as refined. And Andy Reid wants receivers that can play everywhere and that can read defenses. So getting him behind Juju, all these other receivers is only a good thing for him.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. And it was 8 snaps on special teams, and he was on the field for an offensive snap as well. So he's making a contribution. It's not the offensive one, but quite frankly, when Tyquan got going, and you know that even with Rasheed on the sideline, you have 4 receivers that you're going to play every damn game. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of room right now. And I think that gives him a little bit of cushion, takes some of the pressure off his development phase. And I think that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. You don't want to force. Sometimes I think rookies need to get out there. I think highly drafted ones desperately need to get out there. 4th-round picks who are coming off of injuries, it's okay to pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, we're going to wrap it up here as the second half is starting here soon in Atlanta. How do you even cover Worthy and Thornton deep? Brown Rice, Juju mid, and Kelsey short. That's exactly the thing is you have to have players of the same caliber or better at every single level, and there just isn't a team in this league that can do it. If they're all healthy.
There's one answer to this question. It's pass rush. That's how you do it.
Well,
it's not about covering them. It's about getting to Patrick Mahomes.
It's about now giving Patrick time. I'm with you there because you're absolutely right. There is no other team that can cover all of them if they're all healthy. Then that's what they've been building it for. So thank you guys. Beach, thank you as you always are. Thank you, Jace. Appreciate it. Dan, you cooking anything fun tonight or did you already with the rosemary pie that made me hungry?
No, that was a couple of days ago, but today we did some Bama white chicken sliders for dinner.
Damn. That's chicken, right?
Yeah.
Well, white chicken? I assume that's white chicken.
Well, it's chicken, but it's got a Bama barbecue sauce, like an Alabama barbecue sauce that goes on top with some. We do wicked pickles. They're like the sweet and spicy pickles that you put on there too. So they're just little sliders. So yeah, it's all just a thing, guys. So we just have a nice time.
You're making me hungry again. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I always wait till after, so that's going to be good so I can watch the second half. But Nikki snuck one in here too, and thank you again, Nikki. When I first started listening to Chiefs Podcast, your channel was too deep for me, but now I love it. Well, I'm glad, and I'm sorry we weren't more welcoming earlier, so maybe that's something we need to work on.
It's understandable, and if we had more time to get like some introductory film rooms and stuff like that, it would be better. I also have to be better about terminology. Like when we're in here and we're talking about stuff that maybe goes over some people's heads, maybe take a step back, break it down, talk about it a little bit more, explain it. But we're trying to, I think we do a pretty decent job of that now, of actually talking about things and breaking it down. But I'm glad that you stuck with it, Nikki, because that's what we're here for. We're trying to help people grow. That we want the game to grow and we want fans to be smarter. We want you guys to be smarter than the people out there.
And I hope that makes the game more enjoyable for you as well. That's the bottom line, to know what's going on without having to go look for the answers, right? So you can see it and enjoy that. So Nikki, thank you. That's one of the more fortifying comments. I love it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you all for being with us. We very much appreciate it. Enjoy these 2 ball games. We'll be back with you in the next couple of days. Me, Dan, Gary, get ready for the Raiders. Hell, by Wednesday, it's Raiders week, folks. So let's get after it. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.